45-degree turn. Keep thinking about all the little aspects that make it easy for you to fly so that you can teach your students to fly them as well as you fly them. My goal has always been to make my student be a better and safer pilot than I am, and it is amazing how you can do that, and you look back and think, this person flies better than I do, which is a rewarding thing to accomplish.
The premier float plane in the Seacrest fleet is the Piper Apache 160 amphibian, the only one of its kind in the world. Pilots will fly this for their MES, or multi-engine seaplane rating. Walt Bowe came to Calaveras Airport to learn from Terry.
Alrighty. When I heard that Terry and Eric were buying NorCal, I was really excited because float plane flying is a whole new adventure for me, and I decided that I'd like to learn to fly them with Terry since we're good friends, and she's a very accomplished pilot. So it was a great opportunity. You have a friend, and you get to come up to a new place and try something exciting.
And what we did also, we were going to initially...
It's also a great opportunity to meet Paul Davids. He retrofitted the Apache with floats.
My son Robert, who started the float plane business here, came from Alaska, and he found the need, after he started a single engine, he found the need for multi-engine training, even in Alaska. There are people that come down from there who are flying Twin Beaches, Twin Otters, people going out to the South Seas now with a lot of activity with multi-engine seaplanes. Some Borate bombers, the PBYs, they all require ATPs. They require training no matter what they've got. So this fits the need. Prior to this airplane, I think there were 2 places in the world, both in Florida, that gave 12 a month a year multi-engine sea training. Now there's 4 or 5.
Okay.
And there was a need for it.
Right. Okay.
It started out on straight floats, though, didn't it?
It started out on straight floats. These are Whipline 3730s, amphibs. We started out on vintage Edo floats.
It took 2 years for Paul to complete the improvements and add the straight floats to the Apache. His son, Rob, launched it from a dolly for its inaugural flight. It was a great success, but trying to perform maintenance or subsequent repairs on the water was a hassle.
We needed something we could get on land for maintenance.
Okay.
The big reason it's on wheels is so we can get it into the shop to work on it.
Okay. So, Paul, is this your aircraft? Do you own it?
No, a customer from Belgium owns this. His name is Eric Bonk, and he comes over now twice a year and flies his airplanes.
Neat.
And this summer, he'll be taking this to Oshkosh, and you're going to fly it back.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be neat, Terry.
That'd be a fun trip.
It'd be very fun.
Yeah.
Oshkosh, Wisconsin is the scene of one of the largest aviation conventions in the United States. From the float planes and flying boats moored 5 miles from Whitman Regional Airport at a seaplane base, to the other aircraft flying over the crowds, aviation enthusiasts from all over the world gather to see all types of planes. It's a great opportunity for Terry to show off the Apache and promote NorCal aviation. NorCal's previous owner and Paul's son, Rob Davids, shows up for the fun too. He still does the check rides for Terry. The Apache is quite the attraction, being the only one of its kind, and Terry and Eric Bonk are proud to show it off to the crowds. Looking at it, you'd think the huge whip-line floats would cause a great drag in the aerodynamics. But with 320 combined horsepower engines and Paul's modifications like vortex generators, pilots find it a joy to fly. One thing the vortex generators do is improve handling at higher angles of attack, allowing for slower liftoff and landing speeds. After a couple of passes over the air show, Terry and Eric land at the seaplane base a few minutes away. There, the more float purists could appreciate this unique aircraft in a natural setting.
Well, you can check these.
Back in California, Terry works with Walt Bowe to complete his multi-engine seaplane rating.
At least 50% of the people that come for the rating are just doing it for fun. Everybody that's a pilot that I know always says, oh, I'd love to do that. That's so much fun. So most of the time in general, it's for fun. And then if people really, really love it, they go on to buy their own airplane or get in a club with a seaplane group or so forth. We do get quite a few people for the more experienced part of the training, for their ATPs and the advanced courses that are going to Alaska and working up there. But I would say at least 50% is just people wanting to have a good time.
Man, this thing flies so nice. It's very cool.
So fun. It is just so much fun.
Every pilot has to have a biannual flight review every 2 years. They have to go up and do some training and have a sign-off from a CFI. And if they do their seaplane rating, that counts as a biannual. So a lot of times people do their glider rating or their seaplane rating or something like that instead of doing a biannual. And it's just, when you fly, the more you do to enhance your horizons there, the better.
At higher attitude, right? There. Back with power. Hold this way back.
Ooh, there's the boat wake, huh?
All the instructors I've flown with through my trainings and everything, my favorite ones have been the ones that are more mellow and laid back, where they show you how to do something and then give you the opportunity to do it. They're not constantly having to talk you through the approaches, and I think that is a nice way to fly. It can be very mellow and fun flying seaplanes, but it's also serious. There's a serious side of it, and I think if you combine those two together, you can have a nice approach to teaching, where you have the seriousness of, the important things, you get those covered, but you can also be pretty laid back and have a good time with it.
Good. That was much
That was nice.
easier. Huh?
Okay, and flaps
Just
are
getting
coming up.
straight, yeah.
It is easy to look at Deanna's career and feel a bit of envy. She is her own boss. She gets to fly regularly over some of the most beautiful terrain in North America, and she enjoys her job.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to pitch the aircraft up to an attitude where it can no longer maintain its airspeed, as you're doing right now.
Okay.
And now what we're feeling, there's 5 senses. The stall warning's going off, the controls are very mushy, we're hearing the air slow down beside us, might get a little bit of buffeting here,
I see.
and then
However, it is not the autonomy, the aircraft, or the job satisfaction that she finds the most rewarding.
and nice job on the recovery.
Flying is something that I enjoy doing a lot and I'm really good at, and it's fun to be good at something. And what it really comes down to, though, is I love to teach. I love to watch somebody progress and grow in what they're wanting to do, and that's been the most rewarding aspect of it, which has been very good for me as a business, because too often someone in my position would be in too big of a hurry to run out and jump in the airplane and fly away, and that's where they really would want to be. And for me, it's the individual that I'm dealing with that's important.
Clear on the right.
Clear on the right.
Whether you're flying in the mountains or landing on water, there are many factors that come into play in the process of educating a pilot. The student's background in mechanical operations, physics, meteorology, and communications all must be assessed and built upon.
And if you just want to fly it on, you don't want to come back on the power till your front, till you fly your front wheels on.
Okay. Descent rate here. And off at the end of the runway, we're going to bring the power back just a little bit.
With years of experience as pilots and educators, Deanna Strand and Terry Seacrest always have a genuine concern for training safe and professional pilots. They understand the fears of novice pilots, and they've made careers out of allaying those fears by passing on experience and knowledge. And isn't that exactly what you want when you're looking to learn to fly?
passionate people lead adventurous lives. Take a first-hand look at great sagas of flight. Hear candid, never-before-told stories of people and planes from around the world. Untold Stories is next on the Discovery Wings channel.